I thought that you might enjoy another video, a little more detailed on how to reassemble the mouthpiece assembly on a Seydel Saxony. This happens to be an orchestra tuned Little Punk, my personal harp. It has the slider that I invented and the buttons I make, which are more comfortable to the hand and bring the button out so that your hand does not slap the face when you're playing the high notes. Let's take it apart and we'll get to it. Okay, now let's go over some of the issues you're going to face. I'm going to go ahead and also lubricate this while I have it apart. I keep it pretty well lubricated, so it's not going to have a lot of problems here. I keep the instruments very clean. All the instruments I play, I try to keep them as clean as I can. My little doggy's here, leaning against my leg. It's not that she loves me, you see, she wants her breakfast. And her second breakfast. She's already had her first breakfast. It's like she's a hobbit. She gets her second breakfast. Okay, when I put slide oil on, I put a teeny bit on my fingertip and rub it like that. It's going to go here. It's a half drop. I mean, it's not much. But that you don't want enough slide oil where it ever drips, because it will go in those holes and get to the breast savers, and then you got a real cleaning problem. Okay, so let's just do this, and I might do it twice just to help you. This is the H bar. Okay, this fits right over the harmonica, but you'll notice that the slide spring pushes the H bar out of position. So you can't get a screw in there unless you load, L-O-A-D, load the spring, okay? So we start off and we come in here. Let's put our slide over it and let's load that H bar, okay? So it's loaded now. Now I come here and I'm pressing down with my fingernail, and that keeps all this stuff lined up, okay? Then the next thing is to put this on, and you wanna, a lot of times I'll already have these screws in here and all ready to go, so it's a little easier to drop it into position. You wanna make sure that the underside that has the channel cut for the slide spring is actually underneath this section here. And when you've got it correctly aligned, you can just drop them right in, and it's very, very easy. Sometimes I'll back them up a little bit till I hear a click to make sure I'm clearing the threads. We're coming here. There we go. And I might wiggle it a little bit just to make sure my alignment's 100%. Very gentle in the tightening. People over-tighten everything on harmonicas, in my opinion. Okay. Let's do it again. Okie dokie. Just so you can see it again. You'll note that the mouthpiece has a curvature to it. It's actually like that. Okay, so the first step, and let's go ahead, we'll leave this, you can see that flat blank's on there pretty tight. So I have my mouthpiece all set to go with the screws in it, and of course you do want to make sure your bumpers are all the way seated to the back part of the screw. That's important too, okay? So our first step is the H bar. It has a slot here to match that slot. You put it on, okay? But you have to load it a little bit with pressure, okay? Or you won't be able to get the screw in. Then you pop your slide on like that, and you have to push the slide in a little bit too to get that hole lined up okay. Now, flat blanking, making sure that the slidey part is up here over that so that it can go back and forth. We are now properly aligned. And now all I have to do is take the mouthpiece and drop it into position, right like this. The screws go in perfectly, and we have no problem. Now I'm going to mention that if you don't do it this way, you're going to be doing a real dance trying to get this thing together, because all those parts will be out of position a little bit and they're going to make it hard for you. Now, as far as tightness goes, just snug. That's all I want. I don't really tighten these down tight, just snug. As a matter of fact, that back one's just a little tighter than it has to be. Now this one has covers opened up with a friction material on it. Same as what Stan has. And this is the harmonica. Then I also lubricate the underside of the slide a little bit. I hope that this video is of value to you. Again, why did I make an ergo button? Because it's comfortable and rounded at all angles of attack. It's comfortable. It also moved the button out about 1/4 inch further, so when I press it in, my hand doesn't slap my face. Hope you enjoyed this video.